Good evening from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Zaleski Sports presents high school football. The final regular season matchup for these teams tonight in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. It's DC Everest at Eau Claire Memorial. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Bradovich, joined up in the broadcast booth by Dave Spargs. Spargs, the season has flown by. You got an Everest team that has a chance to put a capper on an outstanding regular season and a conference championship at Eau Claire Memorial, trying to pick up its second win of the season. We'll get more into that in just a bit. Right now, our national anthem. Today's pregame show is brought to you by Play It Again Sports. Buy, trade in, or trade up. Get ready for your season at Play It Again Sports on Hamilton Avenue in Eau Claire. DC Everest ranked 16th in the state in the latest Zaleski Sports Division I poll. Evergreens are 6-2 overall, 4-1 in Wisconsin Valley Conference play. That one conference loss actually came in a crossover game at Chippewa Falls. That was a barn burner up there that the Cardinals won by a score of 41-36. This is a solid team, Spargs, and is pointing towards improving its resume for a playoff seed.
Yeah, you're right. This one's very important for DC Everest tonight. Like you said, playoffs are right around the corner. They already know they're in, so now it's just a matter of locking in a high seed. You're talking probably the most prolific offense in that Wisconsin Valley Conference, as they're averaging 37 points per game, led by their running back, Blake Banstrom, who's basically, if you talk to anybody over there, they'll say he's probably the best back in that conference. He's averaging 6.9 a carry. He's got 1,300 yards on the season.
He is an outstanding player, no doubt about it. Eau Claire Memorial, Sparks, we've seen them from the start of the season up till now. This is a team that at times can be very prolific offensively. They've got a number of high-quality skill players. You look at guys like Tay Ferguson, Julius Clark, Bryce Hetke, Shamar Simmons, the running back. Problem for the Abes is sustaining drives and being consistent start to finish. And then defensively, this is a team that's just given up a ton of points.
Yeah, like you said, offensively, they can do some good things. You know, they can shock you with the big play. They've got those type of athletes that can do those things. And you talk about Tay Ferguson and Julius Clark, just outstanding athletes. They make some outstanding catches thrown by Aaron Gunlock this season. But bottom line is they just can't stay on the field. You know, they make a mistake, they get off, and their defense, unfortunately, has just not been able to get those 3-and-outs or cause turnovers to get off the field. They've just given up way too many points this season.
Kellen Brown to kick it off for the Old Abes. Bankston and Nevin Poppy back deep. It's a short kick taken by Cole O'Brien, one of the up men. O'Brien straight up the middle of the field and taken down across the 45-yard line, and that's where the Evergreens will start on offense. Up front for Everest, left to right, Oscar Latondres, Chris Ferrario, Jake Higgins, Will White, Ian Cole. The tight end is Cole O'Brien. Wide receiver Xavier Edwards, Cohen Preby. Expect to see a lot of Braden Mishka as well. Logan George is the quarterback. Blake Bankston, the senior tailback. 187 carries, 1,292 yards, and 20 touchdowns.
And they will go to him out of the backfield. He's actually got 19 catches and 402 yards out of the backfield receiving.
Bankston to the right of quarterback Logan George. The other running back, Corbin Enzenroth. Play fake. George back to pass. Wheel route down the sideline. He's got Bankston. Bankston taken down and has scored it out of bounds right at about the 16-yard lines. Well, there's the first touch tonight for Blake Bankston.
And out of the backfield. We just said they'd like to go to him out of there. And they simply ran all the receivers deep, and they wheel Bankston out of the backfield, and he just slips down that sideline. Now, for Eau Claire Memorial, unfortunately, they have to go young tonight in that secondary. They've got 2 sophomores and 2 juniors starting back there. So, again, they're thrown into the fire tonight.
1st and 10, Everest from the Memorial 16. George will hand it to Bankston. Over left tackle, taken down after a gain of 3-4 yards. Up front for the Old Abes defensively, Josh Lorcher, Gus Chumas, Kane Lyons, Luke Johnson, Jacob Moretto. Linebackers, Zach Higdon, Ethan Burrows. You mentioned youthful on the back end, Zach Johnson, Jake Locken. Johnson, the sophomore, Locken, a junior. Ryan Schultz is a junior. Bryce Hetke back there as well. Hetke is a senior. Logan George on the rollout, under pressure.
Gets away.
Evades a tackler. George cuts it upfield, spins his way close to first down yardage.
Wow, great effort right there by the quarterback. Logan George could have been taken down for about a 10-yard loss. Spins out of that, gets something positive. It's going to create a 3rd and 1.
Luke Johnson had a good shot at the QB George, but George kind of put on the brakes. Johnson kind of ran past him. 3rd and 1 now for the Evergreens. Bankston on the carry, over left tackle. He's got the first down, and he's got a touchdown. Blake Bankston, his 21st touchdown of the year. And just over a minute and a half into this one, Everest grabs a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, there it is. DC Everest, they get in that red zone, and it is the Blake Bankston story right there. He, like you said, 21 touchdowns on the season. That's just incredible.
Swinging gate formation, and now they'll line up for the PAT. Kicker is Jake Stasniak. Holder is the QB, Logan George. Kick on the way. It is up, and it is good. 10:27 to go. First quarter, DC Everest 7, Eau Claire Memorial 0. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Be ready for your season with Play It Again Sports of Eau Claire. Play It Again Sports is just down the road, south of the 5393 intersection in Eau Claire. Just tell them you saw this commercial on Zaleski Sports and get $5 off any $50 order and $10 when you spend $100. Play It Again Sports, buy, sell, trade, and be ready for your season.
Eric and Hart Law Office has been on the side of the injured since 1951. Find them at eauclairlaw.com. 7-0 DC Everest. They score on their opening drive. Now the Evergreens will kick it off to the Old Abes. Jake Stasniak is the kicker for the Evergreens, who are wearing their road white uniforms. White pants, green helmets. Kick is on the way. Old Abes will get stacked up short of the 20-yard line, and that's where they will start on offense. Up front for the Old Abes, left to right, Kane Lyons, Jake Graham, Malachi Simmons, Silas Bonner, Luke Johnson. Tay Ferguson at wide receiver, along with Julius Clark and Bryce Hetke. Aaron Gunlock is the quarterback. Shamar Simmons is the running back. And
Empty backfield.
Empty backfield, yeah. And the Abes are going to run a little wildcat, and they hand it off to Shamar Simmons.
Yeah, just a different look.
New look
Yeah.
by the old Abes.
Escorted out of bounds by number 7, Carson Kemp. It'll be second down.
Taking the snap that time was Cole Holzinger. Lock back in at quarterback, hands to Simmons. And he takes it across the 25-yard line up to the 26.
Yeah, a couple of different looks here.
Third and short.
It will be third down for the Old Abes.
Ferguson in motion. Gunlock. Fakes to Ferguson, throws deep over the middle and nearly intercepted. Julius Clark was the intended receiver. Back defending was Nevin Poppy, the cornerback.
Now, we've seen this before now. They're going to show their little pistol formation, and they've quick kick out of this quite a bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Old Abes just don't go for this. 4th and 1.
Well, it's your
Why
final
not?
game of the season.
Why
I mean,
not?
you get a record of 1-7. Why not?
Well, they're going to punt it
There's
away.
the quick kick. Yeah, it's going to take a sideways bounce. The Abes will down it at the 37-yard line. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. Well, a familiar pattern for the Old Abes. Give up a touchdown and then go 3 and out on their opening drive.
Yeah, and their offense is predicated on going fast, so unfortunately that only took about a minute off the clock, and the defense has to go right back on the field.
Bankston shifts to quarterback Logan George's left. He flopped the tight ends to the near side. Bankston on the carry, around right end. He's got a lot of running room. Bankston cuts it up into Old Abe's territory, finally taken down at the Memorial 45-yard line. Good gain on first down for Blake Bankston and the Evergreens.
Yeah, you see DC Everest flop their tight end and wing to the right side to change strength, and all that did was just unbalance their strong side there, and Memorial did not adjust enough to that, and it gave them a numbers game, and so that's why that big pickup right there.
Wide left, Cohen Preby. In the slot left, Xavier Edwards. Bankston on the carry. Cuts it outside. Bankston down the sideline. And escorted out of bounds at the 21.
Another big pickup there. Well, you can see already in this game what makes him so versatile and tough to bring down.
Bankston will check out. Corbin Enzenroth will take his place in the backfield. First and 10 Evergreens from the Old Abes 21.
Here's
Flop
that
those
shift
tight
again.
ends to the left side now. Wide side of the field. Logan George throws, end zone caught, touchdown. Xavier Edwards. 21-yard touchdown pass, and Everest leads it by a score of 13-0.
Yeah, Xavier, Edwards out there on that perimeter did a nice little post run, split the safety right there, and a nice toss by Logan George, put it right on the money. So a quick strike again by the DC Everest Evergreens.
2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for DC Everest, showing why they are the 16th ranked team in Division I according to Zaleski Sports rankings, and wanting to add another W to their total as Wisconsin Valley Conference champions. Snap is down. Kick on the way by Stasiak is good. 8:40 to go, first quarter. Your score, DC Everest 14, Eau Claire Memorial 0. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
We are back at Garson Park. DC Everest, 2 offensive drives, 2 touchdowns. Evergreens lead Eau Claire Memorial with a score of 14-0. Abe's set to get the ball for their second drive of this game. Kick by Stasiak. Taken by Zach Johnson, who brings it out just across the 20-yard line. So that's where the Abes will start their second drive of the season, or the game. And Sparks, this has been kind of a season-long issue for Memorial. Is when the offense is rolling, it's really good. But when they go 3 and out and they burn maybe 45 seconds off the clock, it just continually puts their defense in a tough spot.
Yeah, here we're in that situation again where they just need time to rest on the sideline, so the offense needs to be able to move the football.
Shamar Simmons takes it around right end. Good gain for Simmons. Officials say he stayed in bounds. Gain of 4 for Shamar Simmons.
Yeah, the Old Abes are working hard now trying to hit the perimeter. They're not trying to take on that front interior of DC Everest. They're going on the edge, and it's been good so far.
Give him a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Simmons again. Simmons cuts to the outside, still on his feet. Across the 35, first down, Eau Claire Memorial. You know, Simmons came into this game 866 rushing yards, so not out of the question he could get to 1,000 for this season.
Yeah, that's been a big goal for them now the last couple of weeks, try to get him touches. Big hit right there by the interior of that DC Everest line.
Interesting, Evergreens, they'll play a 2-4-5, although in reality they'll move some of those linebackers up to play kind of a standing position on the line. Thrown to the far side, caught by Julius Clark. Clark is escorted out of bounds. But it'll be 3rd and 9 now for the Old Abes.
Yeah, as you're watching here on home, watch those 2 free safeties, or the 2 safeties walk up about 5 yards, 6 yards off the line. Everybody else is man. And those guys are going to jump routes out. They're going to go underneath and help with
Gunlock in trouble, and he is sacked at the 30.
Yeah, they play man-to-man. That's all they're doing in the secondary. And then those 2 safeties are just free to run wherever they want to go.
Davion Broders credited with the sack. But quarterback Aaron Gunlock had nowhere to go. Once again, Everest thinking that Memorial's going to go for it. Again, the quick kick by Gunlock. It's going to be down by the Abes.
Everest almost got to that punt, too. Almost blocked it.
Well, and that's the reason why Memorial does the quick kicks, is they had some problems on punt protection, so they just decided we'll go with that. If they get the look they want, I think they'll try to run a play and gain that first down, but 3rd and 9, it's, you know, law of averages not in your favor at that point.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 9, then they lost 6 yards on the sack, so it was definitely a punting situation.
So another 3 and out for the Abes. Evergreens will take over at their own 26. We're just under 7 minutes to go here. First quarter, Bankston pushing forward across the 30.
Good pickup of 5 right there from Bankston.
Ethan Burrows, the junior linebacker, in on the tackle for Memorial, but a gain of 5 for Bankston. Bankston is, came in with 1,292 yards. At this pace, he could be looking at 1,400, maybe even 1,500 yards, maybe not out of the question for him. Bankston.
Better job there by the interior.
Taken down. Nick Ludwikowski had him by the ankles.
Yeah, Ludwikowski, nice job there at linebacker. Seeing that hole and filling it and getting him before he can really get going upfield. They've created now a 3rd and 2 here, a chance for the Old Habs to get off the field.
Memorial trying to get a defensive stop here. Put the ball back. 3rd and 2, Evergreens from their own 34.
A late substitution there by the Old Habs. We're missing a linebacker. Well, this should be close. Depends on the spot. Josh Lorscher on the play. Lorscher, not quite enough. They're going to give him the first down.
Reed Frame, number 41. On the ball carrier right there that time for Everest. Reed Frame is a 5'10", 185-pound junior.
Old Abe's changing up defensively, going with a 6-1 look. Trying to do something to stop that run. Quick pop pass
over the middle, and it's a first down.
Yeah, as soon as Old Abe's go to a 6-1, all they do is release that tight end. He gets behind the only linebacker they have, and that's an easy pitch and catch.
Cademan Anderson on the reception, and once again, Everest has moved into Memorial territory.
Yeah, great play action pass right there again. All you've got to do is just fake it in there to Bankston, and everybody's going to bite on that, right? You got to fill, and then that tight end just releases behind the linebacker. It's an easy look.
1st and 10, Everest from the Memorial 48. Bankston is the running back. George back to pass.
He's got room to
run. On the rollout, chased by Kane Lyons, cuts it up. George stays on his feet, dives forward, and he's out of bounds at the 25.
Well, good decision right there by the quarterback, Logan George. He rolled out to the right instead of trying to force something. He just tucked it up and took off and picked up some good yardage there.
Lyons had penetration, but he did not have the angle, and George, with his speed, was able to get to the edge, and weren't a lot of purple jerseys on that near sideline. So first down, Everest from the Memorial 25. Preby, wide left, Edwards, slot left. Edwards has a touchdown catch. George looking right, throws underneath. It's caught. Cole O'Brien on the reception.
I got a feeling this is going to be one of those games where DC Everest can go and look at their offensive style and say, all right, what do we need to work on? You know, we know we've got the running game. We know we've got the play action. But what if? You know, what if we need to rely on something else? So they may actually take this game to work on other parts of their offense.
Yeah, they know they're in the playoffs.
Yep.
And at this point, it's what seed will they get? What bracket will they wind up in? Hand off Bankston. Patient runner, Blake Bankston, and picked his way and just followed his blocking up front, running right behind the center, Jake Higgins. Higgins goes 6'4", 275, and it's a first down for Bankston.
Yeah, they're big up front. You got 290, 230, 275, 235, 225 across that front. That defensive average front is very, very strong and powerful.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. It's Edwards on the right side. George rolling, looking left, throws. End zone, touchdown. Touchdown Evergreens. Their 3rd touchdown of the first quarter.
George, number 84,
Cademan Anderson on the receiving end, and Everest looking every bit the part of the first place team in the Wisconsin Valley Conference.
Yeah, they had trips over there on that side, and they just kind of settled in, and Camden Anderson found that opening, settled into that hole, and a good job by Logan George zipping it in there with that little bit of traffic, and touchdown right there again, continuing to look very sharp on offense.
Jake Stasiak in for the PAT. Kick is on the way, and it is good. 2 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in quarter number one. DC Everest up on Eau Claire Memorial, 21-0. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they are changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. Another kickoff for Jake Stasiak. 21-0 Evergreens over the Old Abes. Short kick taken by one of the upmen for the Abes, who hits the deck, Liam Mitchell.
Yeah, he had
so the Abes will start
room.
inside. Yeah, they'll start from inside their own 20.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to decide is, like, you know, if he just picks it up and turns and looks upfield, he's got plenty of room to pick up 5-10 yards before he's got to go down if he wants to protect it. Because now, again, the Old Abes are inside their 20 to start their offensive series.
Simmons motions out of the backfield. Gunlock back to pass.
Got him wide open deep.
He's right over the middle. He's got Julius Clark. Clark knocked down short of the 25.
Yeah, that's that two-man route now they run with Ferguson and Clark. And I'll tell you what, if he goes to Ferguson, it's 6 points because he screamed down the field wide open. He went blowing right past that safety.
We'll stack the receivers on the right side of the formation. They'll pitch it. Shamar Simmons. Simmons crashing forward out to the 26-yard line. 3rd and short now for the Old Abes. 3rd and 2 for Memorial. They'll hand it to Simmons around left end. Everest closing quickly.
He's going to be short again.
He will be short.
Yeah, it is so hard to run against Everest. They are literally putting 8 in the box.
So 4th down for Memorial. They've done the quick kick twice out of this formation. We'll see what they do here.
Tried to draw him off sides there with that cadence. I think they're going to go for it here. I think you just got to say, all right, we got to get back into this thing.
And it's blocked. The kick is blocked, picked up by the Evergreens, and running it into the end zone for an Everest touchdown, Mason Hine.
Yeah, well, again, they've seen it 3 times now, that little quick kick set, and so they just simply blitzed their linebackers and safety and up the middle there and got to it actually pretty easily.
I called it as Mason Hine. It was 13, not 3. Gavian Broders. In any event, it's another touchdown for Everest, and they're already up 4 scores. Stasiak on for the PAT. Kick on the way, and it is good. 1:07 remaining in the first quarter. DC Everest leading Eau Claire Memorial 28-0. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Looks like he's down there talking to him again.
Mancino's Grinders and Pizza is locally owned and operated, and they've been a family tradition for more than 27 years. For the best hot sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located just off of Business Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. DC Everest, impressive in this first quarter, already up 28-0 on Eau Claire Memorial. Jake Stasiak with the kick. Another bouncing kick is going to be taken by the Old Abes and dropped immediately is Jashawn Quinney. So Everest has done everything well. They've run the ball well. They've thrown the ball well. They've made their PATs. They've covered kicks. They've come out and made a statement for sure.
They're showing you why they won the Wisconsin Valley Conference this year. They are just that good, and they're ranked, and they're showing it, like you said, every play here tonight. Here comes that run against that defense, and until you prove that you can throw the football against that man coverage, they're just going to get up there and line up and try to blow up every run play. Again, watch those two safeties in the middle of the field walk down and act like linebackers.
Gunlock on the carry. He loses 4. Now back to pass. Throws near side. Caught by Hetke, but Hetke had to go down to haul that one in, so a very short gain. Give him a gain of 1. So it's 3rd and 14 for the Old Abes.
So Everest stays in that man coverage, and they will fire linebackers every play. And there goes the back out of the backfield. Under pressure.
Dropped at the 10. Nico Kleinschmidt came in and made the tackle.
And that'll do it for the quarter.
28-0. DC Everest over Eau Claire Memorial. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
DC Everest leading Eau Claire Memorial 28-0 as we get set to start the second quarter. Abe's in a traditional punt formation here. And Simmons gets the kick away. Fair catch called for by Poppy. Abe's will get a little bit of a roll there, and they'll down it at their own 46-yard line. So DC Everest will start in plus territory, already up 28-0. Sparks at 3 and outs for Eau Claire Memorial. We're talking during the break of what Everest is doing defensively, and we'll get to more of that after this play. Line of scrimmage, the Memorial 46-yard line. Logan George off the play fake, trying to set up the screen. He's got Bankston. Bankston breaks through. Bankston, 25-20, using his speed, stays on his feet and takes it into the end zone for a DC Everest touchdown.
Boy, when that developed, I really thought the Old Ames had that played. Had a couple of guys drop off into that screen play, and they had good pressure, but what a nice job by Logan George of not rushing his throw. You could see him give a little pump fake, and that made the D lineman stop, and then he was able to find, Blake Brenson out there on that wing on the outside there, and by the time he caught it, he just made a couple of moves, and he was gone.
Bankston is really good in tight quarters, and he's just shifty enough, but he moves those feet, and he just motors, and he just ran away from guys. Stasiak on for the extra point. It is good. 35-0. DC Everest over Eau Claire Memorial. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
DC Everest on top Eau Claire Memorial, 35-0, still 11:34 to go in the second quarter. Jake Stasiak with the kick, taken by Quinney. Trying to pop it outside, looking to reverse his field, wrapped up from behind. Taken down at the 24-yard line. Again, more good coverage by DC Everest. Nathaniel Briggs on the tackle. Sparks, tell us about that DC Everest defense and how they're playing this.
Watch the Everest secondary now. They're locked on man-to-man. You got 18 and 11 down here locked on these two receivers, locked on man-to-man up top. You see the two safeties walking up. There's a good quick hitter. That's what they've got to do right there.
Tay Ferguson tripped up by the defensive back.
And you'll see those
Silas Weber making the tackle, but
yeah, now watch those two safeties. I think it's number 7 and number 19. They're walked up right behind those linebackers. They're locked on to the running back and the wing. And those linebackers just come flying, and if they see a run play, they go chase it down too.
Shamar Simmons. Simmons into Everest territory, and a penalty marker thrown.
And that's why Memorial's trying to get on the edge. As you can see, there's 8 bodies inside that box. So they can get on the edge. They're going to get good plays. The other thing you want to do against this is those quick hitters, which is what they just did before with Tay Ferguson. You got to get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmakers, and let them find open space. So
and
perimeter
penalty goes on the evergreen, so this is going to go in Memorial's favor, and quickly Old Abe's in a couple plays plus the penalty. They are in plus territory.
Yeah, here's the adjustment. So good job by the Old Abe staff here, making that quick adjustment on getting the ball out of the hands, get it to the receivers, working the edge with Shamar.
Line of scrimmage of 31, Gunlock rolling, Gunlock throwing deep. He's got a man back there, caught, touchdown! Touchdown, Tay Ferguson, and the Old Abes are on the board.
There it is. There's your adjustment, folks. You've got to get that one-on-one, and my goodness, you've got Tay Ferguson and Julius Clark, probably the two premier receivers in this conference. You've got to find them and let them go get the football. You know, they call those 50-50 balls, but that's not the case with those two receivers. They're going to win that battle about 80% of the time.
So Tay Ferguson on the receiving end. For Ferguson, that's his 4th touchdown reception of the season. Remember, he missed multiple games with a knee injury. Came back, and credit to him. Abe's will go for 2. Gundlach.
Wide open.
To the end zone, caught. Bryce Hetke. The 2-point conversion is good for the Abes, and they close the gap. It's 35-8. Everest leading Memorial. We'll take a timeout. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports. Whether it is water skiing, baseball, or golf, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries this summer, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back in the game. Visit us online at shepkechiropractic.com. A couple of the seniors getting involved for Eau Claire Memorial in their final varsity football contest. Tay Ferguson on the receiving end of a 31-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Gundlach, and then on the 2-point conversion, Gundlach, the junior, finds the senior Bryce Hetke in the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good, and there's some life on that Old Abe sideline spot.
Yeah, Aaron Gundlach, that's his 10th touchdown pass on the season.
Bankston picks up the ball at his own 10.
Yeah, look out here, though. He's got a head of steam.
Got a lot of blockers. Blake Bankston into Old Abe's territory, one man to beat. And Bankston stays in bounds, and he goes all the way for a DC Everest touchdown. No flags on the play.
You just were afraid that was going to happen once that broke down. You know, he kind of misplayed that fielding as he was fielding that kickoff right there, kind of misplayed it. And all that did was make the Old Abes get out of their lanes. They kind of went to just attack him like they were going to make the big tackle. And, boy, once he broke loose and got on that perimeter, there was nobody there. So the Old Abes did not stay disciplined and stay in their lanes. And that just created that wide open field over there.
Yeah, it was one of those. He mishandled the ball, but he picked it up, and he had a little space. And you're right, Sparks. There were too many purple jerseys trying to converge on him. Guys exiting their lanes, and watching that play develop, he had all kinds of white jerseys there setting up the wall. And after that, his speed just took over. PAT by Jake Stasiak is up, and it is good. DC Everest leads it 42-8, 9:22 remaining second quarter. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Be ready for your season with Play It Again Sports of Eau Claire. Play It Again Sports is just down the road, south of the 5393 intersection in Eau Claire. Just tell them you saw this commercial on Zaleski Sports and get $5 off any $50 order and $10 when you spend $100. Play It Again Sports, buy, sell, trade, and be ready for your season.
Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they take most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they are changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. Jake Stasiak to kick it off for the Evergreens. I'll tell you, Stasiak has been busy. Got to figure this out. So Stasiak has booted 6 extra points, and he's done 6 kickoffs. And we are Still more than 9 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, I was to say you're not even halfway through the second quarter, so he's been busy. So here comes Everest again out on that defensive set. Again, man-to-man, locked on those receivers.
Abe's had a touchdown drive on their last possession. We'll start this possession by handing it off to Shamar Simmons, who gets to the edge, bounces off of one would-be tackler. A good gain on first down by Simmons.
Yeah, broke a tackle there on the perimeter to pick up that, yeah. Shamar looks like he's hurt, though. He's actually here on the sideline. Got a little dinged up.
Yeah, had to come out of Memorial's last game as well, but then he returned to action. Pass near side, intended for Ferguson. Incomplete. You know, I love the technology that Memorial's got on the sideline, but here at Carson Park, where the sidelines are pretty tight, you would hate to see that big screen TV monitor go crashing.
Yeah, it's not far from the sideline, is it? It's close.
3rd and 6, Abe's Gunlock. Deep down the middle of the field, trying to get Tay Ferguson. He had pretty good bracket coverage on him, although Ferguson was kind of in the seam there.
Yeah, if they get that more towards the DC Everest bench, let him run towards that way, he's got open space. But you're right, he kind of let him more down the middle of the field, and that's where the help was.
So the Abe's looking at a 4th and 6. Not favorable field position.
No, and Everest adjustment with those linebackers is they've simply widened them as they've noticed that the old Abe's do not go inside. They're going all on the edge. So, again, just a subtle adjustment by their defense.
Quick kick by Gunlock goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it out at the 37-yard line. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. Everest will take over at its own 38-yard line and leading 42-8 over Eau Claire Memorial. They'll hand it off. Getting to the outside that time is the running back, Reed Frame. Schultz on the tackle for Memorial. He came in as Memorial's leading tackler. Check that, he had 93 tackles coming in. Zach Higdon had 91. Reed Frame again. Looking to bounce it outside. He's still on his feet. Reed Frame inside the 35, taken down at the 34.
Yeah, it was interesting. We were talking about the fact that Blake Mangstrom had a chance to really pack up some yardage tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him again. You know, they may let some of those other running backs now get some touches, especially with this big lead, and kind of save him now. They don't want to risk anything with the playoffs coming up.
Yeah, he's too valuable to this Everest team. Keep it on the ground. Breaking it up the middle is Enzenroth.
Yeah, you can tell Enzenroth's a very capable backup, and I'm sure he's had plenty of reps this year, so I got a feeling this might just be his game now.
So Enzenroth will check out. Frame back in. Yeah, we may have seen the last of Blake Bankston. A productive night for Bankston, despite the fact he played maybe, quarter and a half?
Quarter and a half, yeah. He's got to be rushing over 100 yards, and he's got a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Logan George flushed out of the pocket. Gets to the edge. Memorial fans want a holding call. But no laundry on the field.
Well, give Logan George credit. He's got good feet in the pocket. He feels that pressure. He can scramble out of there and make something happen. If he isn't throwing it, he's smart. He just tucks it, runs it upfield.
Evergreens are A couple of barn burners in the last 2 games. Lost 41-36 at Chippewa Falls, beat Stevens Point in overtime last week, 47-41. George to the near side. He's got Preby. Well covered that time by Zach Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson, real nice job out of the secondary, closing, breaking down, making that good open field tackle.
Johnson, one of those guys that he's done a lot of really good things as a sophomore, and I think he'll be one of the core guys for this Old Abe's team next year.
Yeah, that's a good call. He'll probably be their premier tailback next year. As he's been in relief and done a really nice job. He's got some quick feet, and now here he's starting in the secondary again, like I said, just a sophomore.
Enzenroth is the running back. Trips to the right. Logan George rolling out. Tosses it right side. He's got Preby, and Preby close to the goal line, and they say he's in. Touchdown, Everest. 18-yard touchdown pass. Logan George to Cohen Preby.
Yeah, they ran a trip set over there, and Preby was just that third guy out. He just kind of ran out to the flats. The other 2 receivers went deep and kind of took the corner and safety with them, and Preby just got out there untouched, nobody around him. Caught it, turned it up for the touchdown.
4th touchdown pass of the half for Logan George. 48-8. Jake Stasiak is on for yet another PAT attempt. He's knocked everyone through up to this point. High snap. Stasiak rolling. Throws to the back of the end zone, incomplete. So Everest misfires on the PAT, but still leads Eau Claire Memorial 48-8. 6:14 remaining in the second quarter. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks, the raspberry, the strawberry, the blueberry. But the experts, the one who are going to get the job done today and shine bright on a day like today, those are the ones shopping for the mangoes.
And when you think about vegetables at the grocery store, really there's a lot at stake, because at this point your next stop is the meat market. You don't want to be chicken when you go ahead and pick out your vegetables. You got to make sure you got the right pairing.
When you double clutch on your list, that's when things quickly spiral out of control.
DC Everest on top Eau Claire Memorial 48-8. We still have 6 minutes, 14 seconds to go. And the Old Abes will start this drive at their 27-yard line. Jace Larson handling that kick for the Old Abes.
Johnson in at tailback as Shamar Simmons is still out.
Memorial will start this drive at its own 27. 2 receivers left. The backup quarterback Marcus Holmberg is there. He's got a man down the far sideline. It's Julius Clark. First down, Memorial.
Give Tay Ferguson a ton of credit out there. He came up with 2 blocks. And this is what you got to do against that man. You've got to get the ball out. Quick slants, quick hitters. And that was right there, a little spot pass, and Dave Ferguson blocking 2 guys to free up Julius.
Marcus Holmberg has seen some playing time this season. He'll hand it off to Zach Johnson. Dives forward to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Number 16, Zach Johnson, the ball carrier.
The penetration that time, Broders, the linebacker, and Sparksy talked about it. It's a really active front for DC Everest. Just the 2 down linemen. But they'll send somebody basically on every play. Pass complete to the far side. Clark again. It depends on the spot whether he's got the first down.
Looks like he does. But again, a good job right there by Marcus Holmberg. Get the snap, 1-2 and throw it. Anticipate that break, because those receivers are going to be open. They cannot go man-to-man with them all the way.
Abes have it. on the Evergreens 46. Holmberg under pressure. Holmberg's going to tuck it, and he's yanked down. Tackle made by Aiden Schmitz. And we've got a penalty marker thrown on the near sideline. Schmitz came in a little high.
Yeah, I got the horse collar. You're right. Came in high.
So the Abe's last touchdown drive got a boost from an Everest penalty, and Memorial will get to tack on 15 yards here, and they'll get the first down.
You got Julius Clark now here by himself on that top side. I'd like to see him go one-on-one and see if we can't find him.
Ferguson slot right. They'll throw his way. Tay Ferguson taken down inside the 30.
Ball came out, but it looks like it was after he was down. But how about that? How about just a little quick 5-yard out? He catches it, turns it up for a couple more. So that picks up 8 there on first down.
And Ferguson leaves the game, and he's obviously in some discomfort. So into the game is Nathan Arndorfer. He wears number 4. He's in the slot right side. Handoff Johnson, looking to bounce it outside. He's stacked up.
Zach Johnson, the ball carrier.
Takes it down to the 25-yard line, so he's about a yard short.
Brings up third down for the Old A's.
So the Abe's operating on offense already down the top running back, Shamar Simmons, and now Tay Ferguson, their top receiver, on the sideline. Zach Johnson carries for the first down.
Tackle number 44, Casey Rao. That is enough for an Old A's first down.
Still got to believe they're going to come back. You got that Julius Clark matchup one-on-one. The top there.
Holmberg looking that way.
There it
Throws
is. Oh, but he dropped it.
To Clark, in and out of his hands and intercepted. Intercepted by the Evergreens.
Yeah, there was that good look. Had him on a quick slant in his hands. He just bobbles it and it spits up into the air right into the DC Everest hands for an interception.
Alex Weller on the pick. So Everest already rotating some second teamers in on defense, and just an unfortunate bounce that time for the Old Abes. And Everest will take over. We do have the clock moving here with the 40-point margin here in the second quarter. Some movement up front. That left tackle jumped for the Evergreens.
Ball start. Offense, number 30. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, actually the tight end on that set. As everybody else stood up, and he had his head down knowing that he had jumped early.
And he stayed in that stance, too. Like,
yeah, he wasn't hiding the fact it was on him, was he? So that'll make it a 1st and 15 here now.
We're under a minute to go here before halftime. Running back is Enzenroth. Now more flags thrown.
Ball start. Offense, number 66.
By the time they get all this sorted out, Sparks, I think clock might actually run out here.
Yeah, I think now the DC Everest coaching staff might just be willing to let it. Making it a 1st and 20. They might just say, never mind, stay in the huddle. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and run one more play here in the first half.
Logan George back to pass. Now he's going to run. Tackled by the Old Abes. It was Ethan Burrows who had him wrapped up. And with that, the first half comes to an end. What a first half for the DC Everest Evergreens. They lead Eau Claire Memorial 48-8. Spargs, if you came to this game not sure how Everest would play this, realizing, okay, they've already wrapped up a playoff spot. At worst, they'll wind up in a tie for the title in the Wisconsin Valley, and technically tiebreaker because they beat both Marshfield and Stevens Point.
Yeah.
Well, they're putting one on Memorial tonight. They
Yeah.
look every bit the part of a conference champion.
Boy, they sure are, aren't they? Boy, they came today to play, and they've just been sharp. And, until those two last penalties right there before the half, they had 0 negative plays. Everything was for 5, 10, 15, 40, whatever you want to say. They just looked so good offensively, done a nice job defensively. They've had a touchdown on the kickoff return. They've blocked a punt for a touchdown. Every facet of the game tonight, they've looked outstanding.
Blake Bankston has got a touchdown run, a touchdown reception, and a kick return for touchdown. Logan George, the quarterback, has tossed 4 TD passes. 48-8 Evergreens over the Old Abes. We'll take an extended break for halftime. Dave Sparger and I will be back with third quarter action. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Ready, begin! S-B-A-S-S-B-A-S-S-B-A-S-S!
In double overtime, and your final score 47-41.
All right. My name is Gavin Sells.
Locked in, we were engaged. We were part of the game, okay? And it took everybody, all the preparation, everything that went on tonight, right? It took all of us to come back in that game. All right, so that was a hell of a job. There's nothing to be upset about. Let's be tough, all right? It's about competing, and we competed our asses off. We competed, okay? We competed the whole time. It's not a moral victory. Just sitting there saying, like, hey, when I get punched in the mouth, I can punch back, right? When I get knocked down, I can stand up and keep going, okay? We showed that tonight. Those are the things that mean more than anything else. Those are memories. Those are what mean more than anything else, okay? There's nothing to hang your head about. There's a good battle. It's a good game, all right? We washed this one away. We got one more next week. Big game next week, senior night. Heading into the playoffs, right?
Welcome back to Carson Park in Eau Claire. Getting set to start the third quarter of this Wisconsin Valley Conference clash. Regular season finale between DC Everest and Eau Claire Memorial, and the Evergreens rolling tonight 48-8 over the Old Abes. Bob Radovich, Dave Sparger coming to you from the press box here at Carson Park. And Everest, as advertised, top team in the Wisconsin Valley Conference, and they have scored in just about every different fashion. They've run it in for touchdowns. They've thrown touchdown passes. They ran a kickback for a TD. They blocked a punt to set up a short field. Efficient in all phases of the game.
Yeah, there's 3 phases to football, right? Offense, defense, and special teams. Take your pick. DC Everest is dominated on all 3 phases of it, that's for sure.
Old Abes will get the kick to start this second half. We'll take this opportunity to tell you that Fleet Farm, is here to help you gear up for hunting season. Shop their huge selection of scouting and concealment must-haves, safety essentials, and blaze orange gear. Shop the entire selection of hunting gear from all the top brands today at Fleet Farm. Whether you are buying or selling, turn to the team at Jesperson Group, Century 21 affiliated. Jesperson Group has a pulse on the local real estate market, and they can help you with both existing homes and new builds. They can also assist you through every step of the process. Search Century 21 Jesperson Group to see the current listings. Then step confidently into the real estate world, knowing you've got the Jesperson Group by your side. They make the home buying and selling process simple, not stressful. That's what you get with Jesperson Group, C21 affiliated. And at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Kicking off for the Evergreens is number 85, Wes Polly.
Wes Polly has come on to kick for the Evergreens after Jake Stasiak handled all the kickoff duties and PAT duties, and he was perfect. Well, I shouldn't say that. He kicked all of his attempts through. He didn't get the attempt the last time because
of a bad snap, or hold.
The high snap that ended. Everest threw the pass into the end zone, but it was incomplete for the 2-point conversion. And you wonder if you file that onside kick attempt under things that Everest wants to work on going forward.
Yeah, was it that or was it just mishit? But you're right. It was a little unusual coming out with that.
I think it took just about everybody in the stadium by surprise, given the score.
Yep, exactly.
We do have running clock. Holmberg swings it to the near side. Julius Clark. Clark down the sideline. And goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line of DC Everest.
Good to see Tay Ferguson back in the lineup for the Old Abes.
He's in the slot right. Clark wide right. Bryce Hetke wide left. Holmberg hands it off to Zach Johnson. Wrapped up and taken down. Tackle made by Aiden Schmitz.
Yeah, DC Everest going with a lot of reserves now here in the score, but the score obviously being what it is. So good opportunity for those younger kids and other kids that don't see a lot of action to get some time tonight.
Holmberg under pressure. Throws to Julius Clark. Clark makes one man miss. And that man gets some reinforcements, and Clark taken down at the 40. DC Everest began the season, got handled pretty well by Rice Lake, 44-17. Got back on the winning track. Impressive win, 51-26 at River Falls. Defeated Wisconsin Rapids 34-6. Beat Wausau West 24-14. Holmberg to Hetke, a lot of contact.
And early contact, to be honest.
They play on.
Guess they were saying he was making a play on the football, but because it was definitely early contact, but closed on it well enough to make it look like he was making a play on the ball himself.
DC Everest also beat Marshfield by a point. Defeated Eau Claire North 48-20. Holmberg over the middle, nearly picked. Alex Stankowski back there defending for the Evergreens.
Yeah, tried to hit Clark there on that skinny post, but he had help underneath. He needed to get it up and over the top. Let Clark try to run underneath that one instead.
So it'll be really interesting to see where Everest winds up, what kind of seed they'll get in Division I.
Yeah, anytime you win the Wisconsin Valley, that usually promotes a pretty high seed for your team. It's a tough conference to win, and they've done a nice job this season of getting those big wins.
And what's interesting is Big Rivers Conference, the champ is going to be New Richmond, and they will be a Division II team.
Yeah, if you look at the conferences, you're looking at probably 4 teams out of the Wisconsin Valley Conference that'll make the playoffs, and you could see 5 out of the Big Rivers, 5 out of the 7. So 4 out of the Wisconsin Valley and 5 out of the Big Rivers this year in the playoffs.
Corbin Enzenroth on the carry. It's a first down for Everest. Line of scrimmage is the Memorial 49.
New quarterback now in. Number 10, Jake Stasiak.
Yeah, Stasiak, the kicker, is now going to be the quarterback. Stasiak is a junior, 6 feet 200. Keeping on the ground, Enzenroth. Taken out of bounds by Josh Lorcher.
Yeah, Lorcher, really good job there on the edge, contained, kept that outside arm free so that as he pressured that outside edge, he had an arm free to make that play.
No gain on that carry, 2nd and 10 for the Evergreens. Mason Hine is split out wide to the right. Stasiak, play fake. Throws far sideline, caught.
This is going to come back, though. They got a hold on the inside.
Yeah, penalty marker sitting down at the 46-yard line. Mason Hine had the reception, but that one's coming back. Yeah, brackets will be revealed on Saturday morning. There'll be a statewide show to unveil the brackets. You'll be able to watch that one here in the Eau Claire area on WQW 18 and over in the Wausau area on WAOW Channel 9.
Yeah, that's always a great show to watch, to see where everybody ends up, see the early matchups.
Stasiak on the rollout. Throws, it's caught. Into Abe's territory. Still on his feet is Vander Truax. And Truax taken down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Truax, impressive catch and run right there. Kind of caught that in traffic and was turned, got upfield, made a couple people miss. He picks up a big play and a first down.
A couple times on those rollouts, and this happened in the first half when Logan George was in there at quarterback, is a lot of times that defensive pressure was rolling to that side and somebody across the middle is open. Found that seam in the defense. 1st and 10 Evergreens from the Old Abe's 32. Handoff goes to Enzenroth, pushing his way forward. Really good gain on first down, takes it inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he had initial pressure right there on the handoff, but he was able to shake that off. Like I said, then he got going and picked up 8 on the play and make it 2nd and short.
Clock continues to move. We'll be in a running clock situation, barring a couple scores by the Old Abes. Second and 2. Enzenroth up the middle. He's got running room inside the 10.
Well blocked that time by that interior line there of the DC Everett squad. And I know they've got their 2s in, so good job by them of executing, creating that little trap inside. And he wasn't touched till he got to the 3rd level.
So 1st and goal, Evergreens. Line of scrimmage is the 7. Everest led 28-0 after 1 quarter. 48-8 at the half, and they're threatening again. Enzenroth, cut back. Enzenroth
is
in the end zone for a touchdown.
DC Everest showing just a double tight I formation there. It's the first time they've shown that set tonight. So another little wrinkle for those who are scouting them.
So Enzenroth, 7-yard TD run. (54-8). Stasiak on for the PAT. That time the snap is perfect. The kick on the way, and it is good. DC Everest adds to its lead. It's 55-8, 4:59 remaining 3rd quarter. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Back at Carson Park, under 5 minutes to go here. 3rd quarter, DC Everest increasing its lead to 55-8 over Eau Claire Memorial.
Number 85, West Polly to kick off for the Evergreens.
West Polly will handle the kickoff duties. Stasiak handle all the kickoffs in the first half. See what Polly does on this kick. The last one, he either really mishit it or it was a onside kick attempt. It's the boot into that one.
It might go out of bounds.
And it takes the hop out of bounds, so the Abes will be able to start and little bit more favorable field position.
Yeah, this would be the best field position they've started with all night.
HS Fence specializes in chain link, vinyl, wood, and ornamental fencing. They have been providing commercial and residential fencing to the people of Wisconsin for the past 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com. Abes will have it at their own 35-yard line. Marcus Holmberg remains at quarterback. Zach Johnson is the running back. Pitch to Johnson. Cuts it up, dives forward, gets across the 35.
Zach Johnson, the ball carrier.
Initial penetration. Hayden Palat got in there. Number 21 for the Evergreens.
Again, coming out of that secondary, just reading his keys, sees the run, he comes flying.
Holmberg rolls, throws to Johnson. Evades one tackler, taken down just short of the 40.
Number 16, Zach Johnson. Tackle on the play by number 20, Nathaniel Briggs.
Briggs on the tackle for the Evergreens. 3rd and 5 now for Memorial. Holmberg on the slant to Julius Clark. He takes it up close to midfield. It'll be a first down for the Old Abes.
Yeah, that time that one executed really well. It's the same play they had there late in the second when it got technically picked off, but it was actually Julius Clark who dropped it and it fell into the Everest hands. That time they come back to it. He's got a nice reception and a first down.
And a timeout taken by the Old Abes. And we'll step aside as well. Back with more high school football from Carson Park right after this. You're watching Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products.
Eau Claire Memorial has it at midfield. 1st and 10, Abes. Zach Johnson on the carry. Tripped up. Falls forward for a yard, maybe 2. Brock Knetter in on the tackle. Second and call it a long 8 for the Old Abes. Holmberg, quick pass near side. On the reception is the senior Alex Christensen.
Yeah, that's a good two-man route right there. You've got one safety blocked off, and so you just take that one receiver and he goes out and blocks that near press corner. You're going to get some yardage on that.
Christensen wide right, Lorcher in the slot right. Holmberg quick toss near side, Lorcher.
That'll give him a first down.
Gets it inside the 40, and it is a first down for the Old Abes.
Everest secondary starting to press up a little tighter now, trying to take away those short routes. Let's see if the Old Abes can kind of give it a hitch and go and get one deep.
Holmberg, the pass tipped. The linebacker, Knetter was dropping into coverage.
Yeah, good job by Knetter there, getting off and getting in that pass lane.
2nd and 10 now for the Old Abes. Quarterback draw, Holmberg. Pushing forward, and he takes it inside the 30.
Real nice run from Holmberg right there. That's a little wrinkle they haven't shown. Little fake there, and he gets to take it right up the middle after that ball fake to the running back, and he picks up a first down. Good job by Holmberg right there.
1st and 10 Memorial on the Everest 28. We're under a minute to go here in the third. Holmberg with time, lost it deep, incomplete, trying to connect with Alex Christensen.
Yeah, Christensen had a step on that post right there, just overthrown.
The Abe's starting wide receivers, Julius Clark, Bryce Hetke, Tay Ferguson, are all together on the sideline, and we wonder if we've seen the last of them in their high school careers. Zach Johnson on the carry, takes it inside the 20.
Yeah, it's hard to play your number ones when the other team is all playing their 2s and 3s. And I know they're seniors, and it's going to be hard to sit there and watch, but it's really kind of time for the Memorial to Old Abe's 2s to get out there and get a chance too.
Well, and hats off to those guys because they've been
what a great career.
Stalwarts in this Memorial football program for a couple years. Zach Johnson still on his feet. Zach Johnson
touchdown
to the end zone for an Eau Claire Memorial touchdown. Touchdown, Old Abe's.
Good hard run right there by Zach Johnson, breaking some tackles. Again, we talked earlier about him kind of being the feature back next year, so some good experience from here.
So a 20-yard touchdown run. Zach Johnson makes it 55-14.
Old Abe's will line up and go for 2 here.
Zach Johnson on the carry. He's stacked up and pushed back. That'll do it for the third quarter. Your score, DC Everest 55, Eau Claire Memorial 14. Fourth quarter is coming up right after this. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wietrich family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
A nice controlled turn, and here comes the pontoon. What a boat.
I don't know that you can have a better activity today than the pontoon through this event. I said this is a world-class event. That was a world-class trailering of that pontoon right there.
Now we've got the green arrow, so now you got a little bit of a... Oh! U-turn! U-turn! Oh my goodness.
U-turn? You gotta be kidding me!
It's a broadcaster's dream because we're literally in the middle of a crossing pattern.
Eau Claire Memorial still battling. Abe's, though, trailing DC Everest 55-14. Nice touchdown run by Zach Johnson. Abe's will kick off now. Kellen Brown boots it away. Scoots right through the return man for Everest. That's Colin Fuchs. Fuchs trying to get something positive out of that, but he's taken down, and Everest will start in its own territory at its own 14-yard line. To cover your church, call the Dahlman Insurance Agency for a coverage analysis. Dahlman Insurance covers churches in Wisconsin with the Hastings Insurance Company. Online at dahlmaninsurance.com. Dahlman Insurance, come for the rate, stay for the service. So Everest, 1st and 10 from its own 14. Staceniak remains at quarterback. Straight up the middle they go, and that's Reed Frame on the carry.
Tackle the play number 29, Chase Schultz. It's second down.
A lot of reserves in for both teams. 2nd and 2. Frame off a right tackle, pushing forward. We'll get it out to the 29. That'll be a first down.
That's
for
actually
the Evergreens.
Yeah, new running back for them. They brought in number 38, Robert Clay, that time. So they keep mixing up their running backs even now. So they're going deep into the depth chart.
Robert Clay, 5'10", 140 pounds, and a junior. Well, always good to reward the guys that work hard in practice with some playing time.
Clay again. Straight
up the middle, well blocked that time, and Clay takes it out to the 37-yard line. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you.
Clay a little shaken up on that tackle. He's going to take some time to get off the field.
Security Financial Bank, SFB, whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, Security Financial Bank has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com, member FDIC. 2nd and short for the Evergreens. Handoff up the middle. Silas Weber. Or check that.
Frame again.
Frame again.
Yeah. Nice little stutter step there in the backfield. You kind of saw the hole close up. Took a little stutter step to his left, a good adjustment, picked up some good yardage there on the left side.
First down, Evergreens. Doesn't matter who's in there for DC Everest. I tell you, those linemen do a really good job on their blocks. Very efficient group. Reed
Nice
Frame,
cut.
bust through. Now it's a foot race. Frame, 30, 20, still on his feet, knocked out of bounds, but a big gainer. And the Evergreens are in the red zone again.
You made the comment about that offensive line, and there they go again, creating that big seam for Frame to bust through, and then he made a nice cut to the outside. So again, another big gain for the DC Everest.
Yeah, really good technique, and they're all firing off the ball at the same time. They do a good job of sustaining their blocks.
Yeah, what they're doing, they're changing the line of scrimmage, right? They're getting that push, and they're changing the line of scrimmage to the positive for them.
1st and 10, Evergreens from the Old Abe 16. Off tackle run that time is short gain. Corbin Enzenroth.
Teddy Harless in there on the tackle. Harless did a good job getting inside that block that time, making the play.
Yeah, Abe's got their 2s and in some cases even some 3s out there, as we're under 7.5 minutes to go. Evergreens well on their way to another W. And off Frame. Stacked up. It's out of an ankle tackle and gets pushed back. They'll give him the 13-yard line. Deshaun Rogers coming in on the tackle. Rogers is a sophomore for the Old Abes. Third and 6 for the Evergreens. Stasiak throws. It's caught.
Good throw from Stasiak.
Touchdown.
Right at the pylon there. And Stasiak did a nice toss on the side. Number 80, Sam Duran on the catch there. So good execution again there from the Evergreens.
Well, Stasiak, a touchdown pass after he kicked multiple extra points tonight. 61-14. Now on for the PAT, and
I think we got a delay.
Flag is thrown.
Substitution infraction. Kicky team. 12 man on field. 5-yard penalty.
Well, I guess they got one too many there.
It was funny because the officials back there to make the signal, and the guys are still in their three-point stance on the line.
Yeah, he was ready to
Kinda
snap
like,
it. Yeah,
it wasn't me.
yeah. And there's that extra
Not me.
offensive lineman now
Okay,
leaving.
well,
So
it's Mason High in the holder out there. He's got to do that thing where he counts everybody up. BAT on the way, and that sneaks through. 62-14 is your score. Back with the remainder of this fourth quarter right after this. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Wes Poly to kick it off for DC Everest, which leads Eau Claire Memorial 62-14. Quinny Johnson back deep for the Abes. That ball's going to scoot out of bounds. Eau Claire Memorial will say goodbye to a fairly large and talented senior class, which includes Brody Neff, who was hurt much of the year, but a speedy guy for the old Abes. Julius Clark, two-way starter for pretty much all of his career. Bryce Hetke, Nathan Arndorfer, Tay Ferguson, who's on his way to Brown University, Alex Christensen, Blake Oneman, who was hurt all season. He was a guy I think the Abes could have used.
yeah, absolutely.
Shamar Simmons, who's on the sideline. Looks like he's got a coat on. I'm trying to see if he's got a, he's got his arm in a sling. So
Got hurt late in the first quarter there.
Josh Lorcher, Gus Berlin, Zach Higdon, stalwart on the defense. Gus Chumas, who was in street clothes tonight, and boy, they miss Chumas. Chumas is just one of those high energy guys on the D line.
Here comes a double
pass. Bryce Hetke throws a wobbler to Tay Ferguson, but it's caught.
Yeah, they brought the starters back in to try to throw a little trick play in there.
You know, it was interesting because I saw Clark, Hetke, and Ferguson all on the sideline and talking a lot to head coach Tom Westcott. It almost seemed like they were lobbying or something.
Oh, I'm sure they were. Yeah, give us one
what it
more
was.
play.
Let us run this.
Yeah, the old double pass, and now they're going to go back and sit again.
When they talk about that one is Zach Johnson, tough running down to the 35. When they discuss that play at the 10 and 20-year reunions, that's going to be a 50-yard.
That might end up a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, once their stories get
how did you get tackled there?
Yeah, right. It should have been a touchdown.
The other guy's going to say, Bryce, that there was a duck. But it was a completed pass. That one's on the turf, and Zach Johnson has to cover up, and now we get a penalty marker thrown way behind the play by the back judge.
Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that Ferguson and Clark, two wide receivers for the Old Abs, are going to be all over the record book as wide receivers and receptions and yardage and stuff like that. Those two, you'd be hard-pressed to find another tandem of wide receivers as talented as those two have been the last 3 years.
Yeah, they have been outstanding and first-class guys as well.
Absolutely, on and off the field. Absolutely.
We're just good students, good representatives of the program, and we certainly want to wish them the best going forward. Luke Johnson on the carry. Johnson has the edge to the 20.
He's going to score.
To the 10 and into the end zone for the Eau Claire Memorial touchdown. Touchdown, Zach Johnson. .30-yard touchdown run, Zach Johnson.
Number 16, Zach Johnson, the ball carrier.
So 3:39. Abe's tack on a few more points. They'll line up and try to go for two. Zach Johnson again pushing forward, and he is in. 2-point conversion. Zach Johnson. So with 3 minutes, 39 seconds remaining, your score, DC Everest 62, Eau Claire Memorial 22. We'll take a timeout. Back with more high school football. You're watching Zaleski Sports.
Power & Find has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Power & Find Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Eau Claire Memorial closing the gap a bit, 62-22. We'll keep going down the list of Eau Claire Memorial seniors. We'll give them a shout out. Teddy Harless, Luke Johnson, Khalil Mutaki, Jaden Whitwam, and Leo Andrus. Your Eau Claire Memorial seniors, and congrats to all those guys in their future endeavors. As far as we know, we will see Julius Kark and Bryce Hetke on the basketball court for the Old Age.
Yeah, very, very good basketball team they'll have this year, so that'll be a lot of fun to watch.
They're getting a lot of preseason accolades. Good return here for Everest. Number 80, who is not on my roster, Sam Duran. Yeah, I made the mistake of printing off the Everest roster fairly early in the season.
Yeah, a lot of changes since then.
Rookie mistake on my part.
Yeah, going back to the old day basketball program, you're right. The boys have been ranked as high as anywhere from 2 to 7 in most of the polls coming into this year. So a lot of talent there, and it'll be a fun season to watch.
Yeah, that will be an outstanding Old Abe's team. You throw in Wesley and Boga, who's doing a great job with the Eau Claire Memorial soccer team that
they just won the Big Rivers
Conference Championship. They got a 1 seed for their postseason. Handoff.
And
to Robert
fumble, they're going to say he's
And
down,
they say
and
he's
we got
down.
a late flag. So that might be a face mask coming here. Runner's still down, a little shaken up.
Jaden Whitwam, the senior, in on the tackle. Abes were kind of lobbying there as Carson Hollenbeck scooped up that ball, and now we got a player down. Now with that, we will step aside. 2:29 remaining in the fourth quarter of this one. 62-22 is your score. DC Everest leading Eau Claire Memorial. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Robert Clay was the injured DC Everest Evergreen, the ball carrier, and he was able to get up on his 2 feet and jog off the field. You may have missed the announcement from the official. Part of the reason that I think Clay coughed up the football is that it's a face mask penalty on the Old Abes, so it gives the Evergreens possession on the Memorial 44-yard line. Everest will keep it on the ground, and Reed Frame will battle for yardage inside the Memorial 40. And get to that point, Spargs, I think another, even if they don't get another first down, I think it's going to be victory formation time for the Evergreens. And they can start looking ahead to the playoffs.
Yeah, they may not go victory formation because obviously they've got their 2s and 3s in the lineup right now, so they'll probably just keep running their offense and let these guys play. But that'll do it right there, though. You're right. If they wanted to go, they could just go victory formation now. We should probably give another shout out with the basketball programs, and I should get a shout out to the women's program. You know, the girls last year had 20 plus wins. You know, we had a great time covering both the boys and girls programs last year. Both teams were outstanding. Both of them with 20 plus wins on the season, and they've got a lot of people returning. This would be a fun winter.
Should be and some good young players making the move up too. So that'll be it'll be a fun winter sports season. Eau Claire Memorial Hockey looking for another
always really strong
solid
program.
Performance.
Yep. Jeff Schemberger, the new head coach.
I was just going to say that. Shem and former head coach Mike Collins kind of switching spots.
Exactly, just swapping spots.
Up the middle goes Reed Frame. Yeah, you run into Mike Collins a lot of times subbing down at Memorial.
Yeah, he does a lot of that. That's kind of what he does at his retirement thing, same as myself. We just kind of go back and help out with the subbing. Yeah, he gets to go back and be around the school and see his hockey players. And I think he wised up and just decided to let Shemmy deal with the headaches.
Yeah,
head
exactly.
Coach.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, all right, I'm retired. Let's let him deal with the headaches. And so Jeff Schemberger taking over, and obviously he's got his son in the program, so he'd be looking forward to that.
Yeah, a lot of good things coming up this winter for Eau Claire Memorial Sports. And we mentioned that soccer program that
they could
make some
run.
noise in the postseason.
Going to make the state.
Breaking through initial contact is Anzenroth, and that should do it. Eau Claire Memorial seniors coming onto the field for one last time. Julius Clark and Bryce Hetke and Dave Ferguson. But that'll do it. DC Everest, a very impressive winner tonight over Eau Claire Memorial, 62-22. DC Everest with the win. He improves to 7-2 overall, 5-1 to sit atop the Wisconsin Valley standings. I think that should actually be 6-1. Eau Claire Memorial drops to 1-6 in the Valley and 1-8 overall. Shout out to all the Old Abes and the coaching staff for helping us out over the course of this season. Tough one for the Abes. And head coach Tom Westcott in his first year, but sure brighter days are ahead.
Yeah, it's always a little tougher, right? When you're the new head coach, you're trying to implement your program. So, you know, offensively, he wanted to go up tempo. He was able to work on it this year. Just some gains need to be made, hopefully, on that defensive side of the football. And just something, again, to work to and get more kids out, more involved, and find that weight room. And hopefully the Old Abes can turn things around next year.
And DC Everest, congrats to the Evergreens, and they will head into the playoffs as the Wisconsin Valley Conference champions. And boy, based on what we saw tonight, and we only saw the starters for right about a half. Well, that's an impressive group, and that's a team that could make some noise in the postseason.
Well, and they're playing so well down the stretch. You always want to be playing your best football right before the playoffs. And, boy, I'll tell you what, after last week's big win over Stevens Point, coming in here looking so impressive, they are definitely playing their best football going into the playoffs.
62-22 is our final. Coming up next, the postgame show brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you have any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on a prompt, proper diagnosis and customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athlete in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and western Wisconsin. That's coming up next. You've been watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called the labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport, and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip was affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.
All right, welcome back to Carson Park in Eau Claire. DC Everest defeating Eau Claire Memorial 62-22. Braden Mitchell, head coach, joining us. First-year head coach, your Wisconsin Valley champions. When you got this group together back in August and got practice going, did you think something like this was possible?
Yeah, I thought that we had the potential to do it. I think with this senior group, I definitely thought, hey, there's the right guys, there's the right leadership with these guys. And so, yeah, I thought it was possible. And you never know early on how it's going to shake out. And I think we found out week one a lot about ourselves when we played Rice Lake. And I think we've just built and grown since then. And I think, yeah, we've kind of proven that, yeah, we deserve this.
A little different story tonight compared to last week when you got to go to overtime to pull that one out against Spash. But you were able to rest your starters in the second half. What's the plan going forward now? You'll find out your postseason path on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're coming out of this as healthy as we can be. And be ready to go for whoever we find out on Saturday. I think, we needed to see some things. We needed to clean up some things tonight, which I think we got to do in that first half, and then got to get some of those seniors and all those guys that have worked their butts off all year some opportunities. What's the goal now? Winning the playoffs. It's been the same goal since we got started. When I got the job in April, meeting with our leadership council, that was our goal, was winning the playoffs. And everything up to this point has been to put us in position to do that. I think we've provided ourselves the opportunity. Now's when it really happens. Braden, congratulations. Go enjoy this one. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's bring in Mr. Logan George and Mr. Blake Bankston, who are holding the banner, and why not? So, Logan, let's start with you. You're here on the near side. For you guys, and I was just talking to Coach about this, a little different than last week when that was a nail biter, going to the wire, you win it in overtime, but you kind of took care of business. Was that sort of the mindset tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we had the championship in our hands, and tonight just kind of certified it and made it for real.
For you guys going forward, what's going to be important? You'll find out Saturday morning when the reveal show happens. You'll know what the bracket looks like for you guys. But as a team, what do you guys want to focus on? You and Blake and all the other seniors, what are you going to be telling everybody?
For the seniors, I mean, we're faced with our last game possibly, but obviously we want to keep moving. So I think all our hard work and preparation is built up to this, and if we dial in on the little things, we can make a run here.
All right, Logan, congrats. Blake Bankston, let's bring you in here. Same kind of deal. You guys were able to kind of take it easy a little bit in the second half and enjoy this one. But going forward now, what's the mindset for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep the foot on the gas for sure. We're not taking it easy in practice, and we're ready for next week. We don't care who we got. We're going to come out firing.
You guys had a first-year head coach. I'm sure there was like kind of a getting-to-know-you process. But How have you guys progressed over the course of this season?
Well, I mean, I think he came to work right away. We got out this summer, started putting the work right away, and I mean, at practice we really didn't hold back. We just started going, and I mean, it's been the same all season long. Foot on the gas, and we're not taking any breaks or taking it light. We're just going to keep going.
All right, you guys are in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House, so you know how that works. Yeah. So I'm going to hand Logan as the quarterback. You get to hold the microphone, so when our guy Cade gives you the fun, your thing.
At the same time. I'll take my name and so there's no. Okay. Yeah. Where is he?
I'm Logan George.
And I'm Blake Bankston.
And we're in the house.
Gentlemen, hey, good luck the rest of the way. Good
Thank
luck
you.
in the
Appreciate
playoffs.
it,
Thank you.
Good luck to you in the Evergreens.
Thank you.
All right. So that'll do it from Carson Park. Your final score again, DC 62, Clare Memorial 22. WIAA postseason brackets will be out on Saturday. Zaleski Sports will have you covered all through the playoffs. So for tonight, my color commentator, Dave Sparker, Cade Marshall, our producer, I'm Bob Radovich saying good night from Carson Park in Eau Claire.